Parashat Korach. All of us know that Korach comes to Moshe Rabbeinu and he says to him, cousin, what's going on? You want to tell me that this is okay, that you gave yourself the position to be the leader of the Jewish people, and now you also given by God to be the Levi. It's known that the Jewish people have three levels of Judaism. We have Israel, Levi, Kohen. And Moshe came from the tribe of Levi. So he already was on a higher level. Now he's also the leader. And now he has the chutzpah, the audacity to give his brother Aaron the kehuna, to be the priest. His cousin Korach, who came also from Shevet Levi, so he was also in a very high position. He comes to Moshe and he says, I'm so sorry, this is not okay. And you know what? Korach is known to be here. His acronyms is Tzadik, Atamar, Ifrach. Korach was a very righteous man, and he came with 250 men that were known, not hidden righteous people, known righteous people from the Jewish nation, to come and talk to Moshe Rabbeinu and tell him, excuse me, what's going on over here? Moshe Rabbeinu, the very first thing that he does as a leader, he's teaching us a very interesting thing. Vayipol Moshe al panav. Moshe falls on his face. First thing he does, he sympathized with Korach and his people. He understands them. He keeps quiet. And then he tells them, listen, there is something here that you don't know, and I'm going to explain to you now. But before I explain it to you, Korach and you people, please go home. Go to sleep. Come back tomorrow morning. We will give a ketoret to Hashem. Whoever Hashem chooses, that's how we know that Hashem wants the kehuna to be by him. So Korach and his people said, fine. But unfortunately, Korach is not going to sleep that night. And I'm going to explain to you why that was very bad. He does not go to sleep. Instead, what he does, he goes from tent to tent, from tribe to tribe, bashing Moshe Rabbeinu and his brother, talking bad things about them, enticing everybody, causing everybody to betray Moshe, protesting against Moshe, and he's not going to sleep. Now, ladies, I need your attention. This is gonna be 10 minutes. It's gonna be deep. I need you to hold the thought with me. Are you ready? Okay. We're going back now to Adam Rishon, to Adam. Adam had two sons, Kain and Hevel, right? Kain and Hevel were the only two people on planet besides their parents. Kain and Hevel want to give sacrifice to Hashem. Kain he says, oh, I have a lot of sheep over here. This one looks sick, a little bit tiny, so tweak. This one should go. Took him to give sacrifice to Hashem. Hevel, on the other hand, looked at his entire sheep and he said, as a shepherd, he said, this one looks healthy, big, chubby. This is something I want to give to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is my creator. This is what I want to do. And they give a sacrifice, and as we can all know, who does Hashem choose? Hevel's. Hashem chose Hevel, the big, fat, nice, quality type of sheep, as a sacrifice. Kain gets jealous. That's the first time we meet jealousy in the Torah. How bad jealousy is. Kain gets so jealous that he goes to his brother, his only brother. Nobody wants to be lonely, right? They knew what loneliness is. They only had each other. It was so bad the jealousy, that he goes to his dear only brother and he kills him. But that's the first murder in the Torah. Kain gets so nervous that he just murdered his brother. Right away, he digs a hole in the ground. He buries his brother and he walks as if nothing happened. Just goes around, walk around, and then he hears, Kain, Kain, Aye achicha, where is your brother? What does he answer?
I don't know.
He says, Hashomer achi anochi? What am I supposed to be watching over my brother all the time? How am I supposed to know where he is? I don't know. I don't know. Ask him. I don't know where he is. Ask mom. Ask dad. I don't know where he is. Kain, Kain, the blood, the voices of your brother are screaming to me from the ground. Then Kain realizes that the Creator can hear and see everything. He starts crying. Kain starts crying and he's truly, truly, truly sorry. And then Hashem says, fine, I will forgive you, but Shivatayim Yakum Kain. You will have to come back in couple of incarnations. Gilgal, you're gonna have to come in couple of incarnations to correct what you did. And Kain agreed. At this point, Hevel is dead and Eve is pregnant. She is pregnant with her third son. That third son is called Shet. Shet is where the Jewish people came from. He was a very righteous, gifted child. Now, this is where I need your attention. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe is spelled in Hebrew, Mem, Shin, Hey. Kain is spelled Kuf, Yud, Nun. Okay? Moshe is going to come in 3 incarnations, and so will Kain. Moshe will come in the incarnation of Moshe, which is Mem. Shin is Shet, and Hey is Hevel. Kain will come in incarnation of Korach, Kuf, Yud, Yitro, Nun, Mitzri, Notzri. Okay? Now, Hevel comes in incarnation of Shet, right? We just said that Shet is being born with the neshama of Hevel. Okay? He's coming in incarnation of Hevel. Now from from Shet comes Moshe, right? Now, Moshe in Mitzrayim sees a Mitzri hitting a Jewish person. And he says to him, why are you hitting him? Because I can. Just because. Because that's what they did to the Jewish people. Moshe Rabbeinu got so mad because he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. What did he do? He kills Kain, this Mitzri, right? That comes the Yud from Kain. He kills him up and buries him in the ground. And then what happens? Moshe gets really scared and he runs away because he knows that Paro is going to hear this now. And what's going to happen? They're going to kill him. So he runs to where? To Midian. He comes to Midian. This big, huge man stands there. And he's like, who do you think you're going to? Where do you think you're running from and to where? You think I don't know what you did? You think I'm going to let you pass by me so the Egyptians are gonna come take revenge of me for hiding you? Hell no. Go back to Mitzrayim. I cannot go back to Mitzrayim, he says. I'll do anything. Kill me. I'm not going back. He says to him, oh yeah? Yitro is the Yud from Kain. Remember? We said Kain, Kuf Yud Nun. The Yud from that's Yitro. What does he do to him? Takes Moshe, which is from Hevel, right? The incarnation of Hevel, and puts him where? In the pit. He throws Moshe to the pit for 10 years, hoping that he will die, and that's how he will kill him again. But that will not be doing that justice to his incarnation as Kain. Tzipporah, the daughter of Yitro, is saving the situation, this incarnation around. She comes and she gives Moshe food every day, food and water, and for 10 years after that, Yitro comes to the pit. He looks down, he sees the man is alive. He said, oh my God, this must be a very righteous man. He is alive. Right away, he takes him out of the pit and he says, wow, I didn't know you're such a righteous person. I want to give you my daughter as a wife. And then Tzipporah, the one that was feeding him, married Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, Moshe Rabbeinu is in the desert, and Korach is coming to him. And Moshe Rabbeinu knows that Korach has his last chance to correct what happened with Kain and Hevel. So he tells them, Korach, listen to me, please. I know what I'm talking about. Please go to sleep. Because when we go to sleep, our neshama goes to heaven. And it was known. Korach was a righteous. He was Moshe Rabbeinu's cousin. He was almost in the level Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe knew that if he will go to sleep, his neshama will go up to Shemaim, and he will have understanding, and then he will stop it. But unfortunately, Korach is not going to sleep that night, and therefore he's not understanding the whole incarnation situation. They come in front of Moshe the next day. They bring the Ketoret again, just like happened with Kain and Hevel. And what happens? Hashem takes Aaron and Moshe's sacrifice, and then the earth opens its mouth and swallows Korach and all his people together. Okay, that answers why Moshe had to punish Korach with such a death of the ground opening up and eating him alive, as opposed to drowning, as opposed to stoning, as opposed to other things that a person can die. It had to be this type of death, because this was the incarnation that they had to correct from Kain and Hevel. In the Gemara it says that Baba Bar Chana was a very righteous Tana. He went by the desert of Sinai, where this whole situation with Korach happened, and he saw a businessman, an import-export person. So he asked him, the businessman told him, hey, would you like to see the place where Korach was buried? And he said, of course I would like to see it. Who wouldn't? Today we all know that he was buried, he and all his people were buried in Midbar Sinai. We don't know the exact place. So he said to him, well, we have to wait for Rosh Chodesh. Why Rosh Chodesh? They wait for Rosh Chodesh. That day was Rosh Chodesh. He took a Q-tip, and at the end of the Q-tip, he put a wet cotton. He put it in the hole over there in the ground. He took it out, and the Q-tip came out clean and dry. And he told him, now put your ear on the ground and listen. And that's what he did. He put his ear on the ground. He listened, and he hears, Moshe emet v'torato emet. Moshe is truthful. His Torah is truthful, and we are liars. That's what he says. Wow. He was trying to think, wow, what does that mean, and why on Rosh Chodesh? And then he explained that when Korach came to Moshe and complained about giving the kehuna to them, he said, you know what? Don't give it to me. Don't give it to your brother, but also don't give it to me. Let's make a compromise. We're gonna give the priest the kehuna to every month to the head of each tribe. and Tishrei, we're gonna give it to the head of Yehuda, and Cheshvan, we're gonna give it to the head of Issachar. At the head of Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, we're gonna give it to Reuven. Every month, we're gonna give it to a divinity. That's fair. This way, all of us get to be Kohanim. We all get to be priests. Because he wanted to make such a pshara, such a compromise, Hashem did such a thing that in the ground, he wasn't just sent to the ground, he was sent to the ground, and the ground turns throughout the month, just like the moon, turns around, and on Rosh Chodesh, they all get to the top of the ground, and then they fall again. They fall again all over every month for what has happened. My dear sisters, the wife of Moshe, the wife of On ben Pelet, and the wife of Korach, what was the difference between them? The wife of Moshe supported him, obviously. The wife of Korach also supported him. But the wife of On ben Pelet saved him. What did she do? What did she do that was so special?
Made him drown to sleep.
Right. But she did it in a very smart way. Because we all know men have egos. We all have egos, but men have bigger egos. And he's a very chashuv, prestige man in the Jewish nation. And he comes to his wife just like all men at the time. You know what Moshe did? You know what happened? You know this, you know that. She doesn't tell him, right, you're right. Wow, wow, this is awful. How can he do that? That's really chutzpah. That's audacity. I can't believe it. We should all go against him. Well, she doesn't say that. She says, wow, that sounds not so fair. She says, and then she keeps quiet. She looks at him and she says, can I ask you a question? And he says, sure. Let's say that Korach wins. You go, you support Korach, and Korach wins. What does it do to you? Does it change your position? And he says, no. He thinks about it. He's like, well, yeah. Right now I'm in this position and I will stay in this position. I'm not going to become a Levi or a Kohen or anything in the Jewish. I'm just going to be a single man, like a regular, single, ordinary man. So he thinks about it. And then he says, I'm sorry. No. You know, just like we say today, we have to fight for the truth. We are not allowed to be quiet. We have to advocate for the truth. I have to go and stand by Korach. And besides, you know what, my dear wife? Besides, they're all going to come soon and pick me up. I can't say no. I already said yes. Big ego. She realizes that there is something by her husband that is understanding, doesn't really want to go, but he already gave his word. So you know what she says to him? Is that really your problem? Is that really your problem? You are afraid that they're gonna come and you can't say no because you already said yes? And he said yes. She's like, would you let me take care of that? And he said yes. So she tells him, here, I made you a beautiful heavy meal. She gives him to eat something really heavy. She gives him to drink wine, and then she sends him to sleep. Yes. And when the people came, actually, when Korach and all his people came to collect her husband, from here we learned something very important. This is one of the places where we learned that a married woman should cover her hair. She uncovers her hair. In those days, it was a big no. Not that today is a yes, but today we're a little more lenient. Back in the day, that was a big no. She uncovers her hair, takes a brush, and brushes her hair outside of the door. So they come and they see a woman with her hair uncovered, his wife. They all turn around because they're all very righteous. They turn around and they take a walk around the block, come back. And again, they see her. She keeps on like this for 5 times. They go around and she keeps on brushing her hair. So they said, okay, time has come. The morning is here. Moshe is waiting for us. We are going to leave him alone. We're going without him. And that's how she saved him. As women, we have the power to save the Jewish people, to save our husbands, to save our brothers, to save our sons, to save the entire Jewish people. It says that בזכות נשים צדקניות נגאלו ישראל ממצרים, and בזכות נשים צדקניות עתידים להיגאל ממצרים. In the merit of righteous women, the Jewish people were redeemed from Mitzrayim, and in the merit of Jewish women, the Jewish people will be redeemed once more. It says that the wife of On ben Pelet, Shlomo HaMelech, the smartest person of all, called her, he said, חוכמת נשים בנתה ביתה ואיוולת בידה תהרסנה. חוכמת נשים, the wisdom of woman will build her house, and the stupidity of a woman will destroy her house. The wisdom, when he said wisdom of a woman, he meant the wife of On ben Pelet. And when he said the stupidity of a wife is the wife of Korach. So now, it doesn't say in Hebrew, חוכמת נשים בנתה ביתה. It doesn't say חוכמת אישה בנתה ביתה. It doesn't say that the wisdom of one woman will build her house. It says the wisdom of a collection of women, in plural, will build her house. So, as plural women, we are going to light the candle. We're going to hold hands. And we are going to unify and pray for the shalom of Am Yisrael and ask for our own help, whatever we want from Hashem.